It's up to you, Roller. Find out what's going on in there. And be careful.
Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with a third ruler option, the green one. Some people say it's IDW inspired color design, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. We've seen this before, so we're going to run through this real quick, do some comparisons and all of that. But I did get this at Show Z store. It should still be in stock, around $35, $40, something along those lines. But a pretty good figure. We've seen this before. We've been down this road, but not in green. So let's talk about this and more coming up. Kind of cool. They added some green to the box here, and pretty much same as before. Ruler box, pretty cool. It's simple, gets job done. It's not very big. Actually, it's not much bigger than the figure. All right, so here he is in green. What more can we say about this guy that we haven't said in the last two reviews? And I have to say, this one feels pretty tight. The limbs are pretty tight and pretty stiff. And maybe it's just because he's brand new and I've been messing around with the other ones a lot. Or maybe they did something different. I don't know. But it does feel just a little bit tighter and stiffer than the other ones in a good way. Stiff in a good way. But the big thing on this guy is going to be the coloration and the difference in coloration. And of course, we'll get into comparisons here in a bit. But as we can see, we've got the orange paint. We've got some blue. And then we got some white on the face, and then orange here and blue. I'm looking at it, and this one's got the most color apps. If not, maybe the blue one had the same number of color apps, just different colors. But there's a dark gray here, blue headlights, some orange, some white. So maybe the all the color and all the paint, all that kind of stuff is. This is the third one, and they got to have something special about it, of course, so why not make it a little bit special? But yeah, he does stand pretty good. He is very solid figure, and a good design overall. Is that clear, translucent? I never noticed that on the sides. But he does look pretty good. We're going to go ahead and quickly just get into articulation, and then we'll look at some comparisons. Although we've done this a lot, ball joint up and down a little bit, side to side. We do have very little out to the side on the shoulder, but you get the 360 out of it, and you get the bicep swivel, you get the double jointed elbow, you get the hand up and down, and it's just one formed hand there. Holds his gun. You do get a lot in here, and then ab crunch and side to side, waist swivel. We got the old school flaps in the front and the back, friction all the way around. The knee is ratcheted, which is nice. Goes up to about there. And then we have the feet side to side, front and back. And then you have to pull out the heel spur right when you get it so you can get them to stand, because you won't stand without that heel spur very well. But that's the articulation, same as before, but this one does feel a little tighter than the other ones that I've been messing with for a few months. Now for the first comparison of this guy, I'm going to just overlay the blue version over here, a picture of it, because I got one all mode. There's no need to keep flipping around, and I don't want to say that they get a little bit looser as you transform them, but I do want to say that I feel that's the way it is for pretty much every transformer, every masterpiece that you're getting into. You do kind of lose some of the stiffness in the joints if you flip it back and forth a lot. Anyhow, it does look pretty good. It just seems to pop really well with all of the colors and the green and all of that. Well, one of the problems with the green, yes, it is from what people say IDW inspired, but Silver Roller came with an Optimus Prime in G1. Blue was the most common in G1. And with that green, I don't think ever existed until later continuities. But it's still kind of fun to get this coloration. And it does look really interesting. It really does. Quick back comparison for these. And it does come with the same accessories. The hose, these two guns. We'll see them a little bit more in the alt mode. But that's how I like to display it. And it works really well. I think it looks really good to display the guns like that and have the hose on there, just to make it look like something a little bit more going on with the figure. I think it's kind of a fun little shot here. You can kind of see a MP44 versus Magic Square 2.0 comparison size scale. It is Prime's little buddy, of course, but yeah, that's what it looks like next to either of them. If you have them, we should be getting this guy in this color, right? This guy should be coming out with this color setup, but yeah, it looks good. All right, so now we're getting into the alt mode here, and usually the alt mode is my least favorite part of this, but this is kind of an equal because the bot's cool and the alt mode's cool. And with this, you do see a little bit different coloration and some more stuff going on. I think this is the most colorful in both modes. I think so, but it looks really good. And having that green on it sort of almost looks like a little military vehicle now with that kind of green. It's not quite a military green, but it's close enough. But yeah, it does look really good overall. I like the way it looks. And you got the orange right here. You got little windshield looking piece. You got the white on the seats. And then all of the stuff that we saw in the bot mode carrying over into the alt mode, which looks really good. The headlights and all that. Here's on the bottom. And aside from the head, which you could turn the head around if you wanted to, aside from the head, the bottom looks pretty clean. You got the exhaust in the back there. Now, I didn't do the transformation. I have 2 other videos of this with transformation, and I just don't think people want to sit through a 20-minute video of the same thing they've already seen before. So just getting to see the color differences and just how does it feel and look and all that. But I do want to get into one more point about it. We're going to do some official comparison here in just a second, but I want to point out that this is a really flat green. I mean, it has a little bit of a shine on it, versus sort of a metallic look on the blue and the silver. The silver has sort of a metallic look to it. But this feels very, very flat, which is different. And I don't know, would you want all of them to be metallic? I kind of actually would have liked it metallic, but the flat just makes it different. And I guess different is good. So a flat paint on it, that's cool. Here's all of the 3 rulers together. I guess I'll put the silver one in the middle. But there's the green one, the blue one, and silver. And yeah, great looking figure. I look forward to the one that they come out with for a Legends Cerebros. That's coming next from this company. As for the weapons, I do want to point out that the weapon is, I didn't really go into it in detail because reviewing this like 3 times, you can connect it like so, put it on the back, put it over here with this sideways. There's those things you can do. I prefer having the hose on it for some reason. It just gives you that old school feel of G1 from back in the day. If you have the hoses on it, plugged them in the back, right? Yeah. And then you can plug it in. It just gives you that whole G1 vibe. I like that the most. So that's why I put it like this, and I think it's cool. But it does, like, all that sticking out is kind of a pain. It could be kind of a pain, but I don't know. I like the hose on it. It just feels right. And they say it. I always thought this was like a fueling device. They say it's like a welder or something. But anyhow, there's the accessory. Now getting on to the full-on comparisons, which I think is really important. And of course, this does look more interesting even than the blue one. And with that, you can see that even though you do kind of have a dark paint app there and a dark paint app here, it's the same color for pretty much all of that one. So this one here having more different colors to it to stand out is probably why this one would be kind of fun in either mode. But I'm probably gonna keep it in the alt mode, and that's the way I plan on doing it. You got white rims here. This has kind of like the red line on it, so there was no line on that. And I guess they all have that translucent piece right here. I just never really noticed, or if I did notice it and said something, I've forgotten since then. But yeah, that's about how they look. Very, very similar because the same figure, but different paint apps do, of course, make it look slightly different. Here's how he scales size-wise compared to the Magic Square, the first Magic Square 2.0 Prime. And I gotta say that scale-wise, it feels about right. Pretty much in line with the MP44 also and all that kind of stuff. But it does pull a trailer if you wanted to. Also, you can just have to pull this out and you got both setups for MP10 and MP44 trailers, and probably the KO that's supposed to be coming that hasn't come yet, that I expected 2 years ago, that's still not here yet. But yeah, anyway, there it is. And the last comparison is going to be to the MP44 roller. As with the other ones, it is much bigger. I do have to admit that this does feel like a much more premium item than what you get as just an add-on accessory with MP44. But people are paying a massive premium to get the MP44 accessories. But you can have one of them right here. Fits in the trailer and does everything this guy does, except it also transforms and does more. So, does this thing have an opening hood? Yeah, it's got an opening hood. You don't have an opening hood. Oh well. That's what it looks like, and a great roller. So I don't have much more to say about a figure that I have reviewed 3 times, and we have now looked at all 3 different color variations. Which one do I like the most? I actually like the blue one in alt mode, the silver one in bot mode, and then this one I'm going to keep in alt mode also, because, I mean, Roller is Roller. I mean, that's how you know him. But anyhow, I'm curious what you think about this, and are you picking this one up? I did look up the price. This one is the most expensive. It is $43. Probably will be smaller production run, I guess. I mean, it's the last one and their last coloration that they're making that I know of. And with that, your last chance to get your hands on this. They still have the blue one available, which I think they counted on being the most popular. Silver one seems to be sold out. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I have a link down below. It shows you where you can get this. Titanium Hanger out.